Touching China, Leona Choy, missionary for, say, 50 years. So she knows a thing or two about China. Prosperity is a hot potato. So she knows exactly what happened there. This is a good book to get. Leona Choy. When the Chinese were given a few years with Deng Xiaoping after that ridiculous massacre of the teenagers killing off all the smart and the old ones for the good of everything was bad according to them. Now everything's good suddenly. And so they're a little skeptical. Early on, 8 items, give or take, I'm just paraphrasing here, represent their idea of a good life: a sewing machine, a black unisex bicycle, a simple camera, a radio, an ordinary watch, a tape player, a black and white TV, and an electric fan. Do you find that amusing? In the years that followed, China began to enjoy what for her people was a surge of prosperity. So we're talking about the 70s, about a 10-year thing where they could get some money. Now these people are very industrious, so they were able to do that. But they put their mal jackets and baggy trousers in mothballs in case one day they're forced to wear them again. So they're a little skeptical. So they're always a little skeptical because this is major. This swinging yo-yo. But I'm going to tell you about Tiananmen Square because you probably never heard about it. Thousands of people were killed, smashed, crushed, and stuff like that. But let me read what she said. They thought there was an omen. This was around May 1989. 10,000 recruits of the Communist Youth League in Beijing took oaths in a mass rally. That represented still entrenched Marxist training of youth. But the excitement of the students mounted when they saw, the students I'm talking about, the students mounted when they saw what looked like a good omen for their side, a startling change quietly taking place in the decoration of the Tiananmen Square. The large portraits of Marx, Engels, Lenin, and Stalin disappeared. Only portraits of Sun Yat-sen with Mao Zedong remained. Dr. Sun, proclaimed as George Washington of China by both communists and the government in Taiwan, founded the Republic of China in 1911 and was not a communist. At least on the surface, the student demonstrators didn't plan to topple the communist system. They were only asking for more moderate leadership sympathetic to the needs of the people, the elimination of corruption at the leadership level, and more freedom within the system. Sorry, am I talking? But it was an unrealistic dream to try to make communism work better or to purify it. At the very heart of it lies totalitarian control over every aspect of the lives of its citizens. China isn't a people's republic. The state holds absolute power. The seeds for the student demonstrations were reported to have been sown at People's University in Beijing, the institution attended by the children of the elite, of the high officials, or of the government leaders. Those involved in the demonstrations were the cream of the crop, the committed, the dedicated youth who could have been leaders of China in the future. Many lost their lives when the army was turned loose against them by their elders. So it's like back and forth. The student demonstrations escalated. Few thought that the enthusiastic, peaceful, open-minded, spirited, jolly student demonstrations for democracy would soon result in such a tragic waste of life and an economic and national catastrophe. Like prairie fire, the momentum that the students started was taken up by millions of ordinary people throughout China and Hong Kong and many cities worldwide. In the eyes of China's leaders, it got completely out of hand. The fuse was lit. The world had been wondering in May 1989, is China still communist? Is she socialized? Is she borderline capitalist? Okay, I can't take much more of this because, I didn't finish the book. I just got it in the mail, babies. From a Christian Czech from Iowa who married a Chinese guy. Who do they think they are? And why did they take down Marx, Lenin, Stalin, and Engels? Almost like the day of? I know. Doesn't that seem a little weird? See, I didn't know that. On that day of the protest, somebody took down the big murals of Marx, Lenin, Stalin, and Engels. Did they know that someone was going to protest and they didn't want the stain to be on those four sons of bitches. Instead, to put Sun Yat-sen and Mao, well, yeah, Mao's a fucker, but Sun Yat-sen, eh? You see, this is what they do. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. But if you want to know the truth of what happened, thousands of people died and were crushed by those steamrollers, and the world didn't know. You will not believe what happened to the Chinese people. So yes, I am pissed that every human being on this goddamn planet has been purchasing from the son of a bitch communist China. Just because they're saving a few bucks? Yeah, you're saving a few bucks so that you've got a fucking cell phone. And it's so easy to get in touch with all your narcissistic fucking friends and family, and they can get you anytime because you're a geek? This is the world today.